Welcome back to another episode of Random Rambling. I am your host, your favorite neighborhood crewman, also known as Gambino Gaming. And again, we have my co-host, Darian Craig Palmer.
What up, world?
If you look around, you can tell that the studio has been a little bit altered. We're doing things a little different. I'm trying to liven up the place. We got our own little backdrop now. I'm in the studio and I'm cooking.
Yep.
So we'll go ahead and just dive right into things and get these things discussed and talked about. So I guess the hottest thing on the list right now is we're through the divisional, moving on to the conference championship of the NFL playoffs. What are your initial thoughts on the Chiefs versus the Bills and the Ravens versus the Texans and the Lions versus the
Buccaneers
and the Packers versus the
Cowboys
49ers?
49ers, yeah, dang. I'm weak behind. I thought it was some dog fights, I was hoping 49ers would get beat, only because I'm still salty about the whole Chase Young trade. I don't want to see them win. I think that Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes game, I think that came down to a little bit of just missed opportunities. Two plays could have changed that whole entire game with the missed throw. Well, not even a missed throw, just like pretty much a drop pass. Stephon Diggs, and then Josh Allen going for it all when he could have just went for, got what he could, got that first down. So I think that game was pretty good. I like the Green Bay Packers and 49ers. I think Jordan Love, I don't think he played. I know he threw 2 picks, but, I mean, they stayed in that game. I think that game could have went either way.
He's also playing one of the better defenses.
Yeah, so I mean, he held. I feel like he held his own, and that I don't really count that last interception. I mean, yeah, it sucked, but he was just. I think he's still young, and he was just trying to force something that wasn't there, and pretty much
inexperience brings inexperienced issues.
Yeah, because you think about it, I know Brock Purdy. He played what. He was, he played more games than Jordan Love did. Yeah. Jordan, this is his first start in his career. I don't know about his career, but first time taking the reins. So for him to come out there and make it that far and beat the dog shit out of the Cowboys, that's a testament.
Something that I had discussed with some of my coworkers at work, is it time for us to start talking about Josh Allen the same way we talk about Dak Prescott, and the fact of the matter being that neither one of them can perform in the playoffs. Josh Allen now has a worse playoff record than Dak Prescott does at 1-6 versus 2-6, or 1-5 versus 2-5. Whatever the statistical analysis is behind it. Josh Allen just can't get it done. And I know people want to say, well, Tyler Bass missed the kick and Stephon Diggs dropped plenty of passes, but if you're getting the ball in the places they need to be, the rest of the things fall in the line.
I mean, yeah, like you said, there was a missed opportunity when they were they might have been in the red zone, and you talk about Stephon coming right wide open,
the first down line,
get him the ball in space.
Into the guy in the back of the end
zone. That was a decision like you was trying to do too much, and I think that's a lot of what Josh Allen does wrong. Is he tries to do too much when he could easily have made a play with his legs or just taking the check down, getting the open man.
He doesn't trust Stephon Diggs after the amount of passes that he dropped. But you have to take accountability and throwing it to the guy that you're supposed to be considered a top 5 wide receiver.
Yeah, at least.
You got to throw it to him to allow him to make the play. And it just seems crazy to think that for the last 3 years, Stephon Diggs has had to stand out on the field and watch the Chiefs celebrate.
Yeah, and I know he get tired of that, and I know he's not going.
That's why he left the Vikings.
Yeah, and I feel like he. I don't know what his contract situation is, but I feel like he might put the cleats on somewhere else.
You got to start putting pressure on these organizations when the success that you were promised has not been guaranteed.
Yeah.
People say, well, they only lost by 3. Your perception of that game is completely different than what reality is. It doesn't matter if they lost by 3 or if they lost by 40. The Bills were supposed to be the favorite in this game to win, and they're supposed to be a favorite to go into the Super Bowl, but yet they let a very under-accomplished Chiefs organization this year, overall, come in to their house and treat them like second-class citizens.
And it wasn't like it was something that just like they were outplaying the Chiefs, because if you look at that game, they weren't outplaying the Chiefs at all. They weren't. It's not like, oh my goodness, Patrick Mahomes messed up and he shouldn't have. Patrick Mahomes didn't lose it. He won that game. If you look at the scoring drives, it's like punt, field goal, touchdown. They should have had another touchdown, but he fumbled at the one. So it was like
that was a bad fumble.
That was like if he wouldn't have did. So you can't look at because
I think we have to start making these organizations take more accountability in their players, because Josh Allen, we're always throwing shots at Dak and Lamar, but I feel like Josh Allen is a quarterback that has hidden behind the radar for so many consecutive years that has done the exact same thing. It's been lack of productive in the playoffs. The regular season doesn't really mean shit in hindsight. It's all about what you do in the playoffs.
Yeah, because look at Texas and Green Bay.
Yeah.
Now they didn't I think Green Bay was like, or Tampa Bay even, they were 9-8.
Yeah.
So
like the Steelers, same thing.
Steelers,
10-8, 10-7. We made the playoffs, but it didn't mean shit what we did in the regular season, because it didn't account to anything once we made the playoffs.
You just gotta win enough games to make it to the dance, and then
then you gotta actually show up.
Yeah, and a lot of these teams like, of course they're making play. And look, Cowboys, Eagles, Browns, They don't matter about that record. It's about your
productivity in the big game. When the lights are the brightest the most, can you show up?
You're gonna shut down.
Or are you gonna shut down?
Because when for a second I thought, man, none of these playoff games gonna be close. I mean, it was blowout.
The only one that was really close up until the Packers
and the 49ers
was the Lions versus the Rams.
Yeah, and that was that's what you want to see in the playoffs. That game could have went either way.
Matty Stafford and them boys.
Yeah. Puka Nacua. I feel like I don't know if it works like that. I think C.J. Stroud should get Rookie of the Year, and then Puka Nacua should get Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think that's.
I would seem that to be fair.
That would be fair to me.
I would seem that to be fair.
And I think that's what it should be.
Really looking forward to seeing what this Ravens team could do against this Kansas City team. Yeah. It's going to be a dogfight. Patrick versus Lamar. They've had a pretty decent history in the past couple of years, and I feel like this game is going to really show what both these quarterbacks are made of in all actuality. And then on the other side, there's a lot of speculation that Deebo Samuel's might not play, which might be the bridge that allows the Lions to make their Super Bowl push.
Yeah.
I mean,
I hope
there's been a lot of discussion on Twitter between C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Deebo Samuel. And I want to see Deebo play just to see that matchup, because Deebo talked all that shit about James Bradbury, about how Bradbury was trash.
And he ain't even played in the last game.
And Bradbury is what he said he was. DK cooked him. It's like every time someone was lined up with Bradbury in any of these big games, Bradbury was just getting dominated.
Yeah.
Dominated.
Yeah.
But that Eagles organization did fall apart. Like, London Bridge is falling down.
Lose 6 of your 7 last games. Dang, and you start off so hot.
You know why? It's because when they beat the Chiefs, he said, I don't want to hear nothing about no fucking Chiefs fan. I don't know Chiefs fan or something like that. And after that, it was just...
You shouldn't be talking until the season's over with.
And the same thing goes for the Jaguars. They did the thing with the terrible towel. This ain't no joke. You don't play with this. This is big commercial organization.
Bad voodoo.
Happened with the what was I just talking about?
The terrible towel.
The Jaguars. Jaguars, when they beat us, guys were running around grabbing flags and stuff, bit them in their ass. Then when the Bills beat us, there's a guy in the crowd wiping his tears with one. There was a Bills fan. What happened? They lost to the Chiefs.
Yeah. You got, it's just better if you just be a good sportsmanship.
Yeah, because like the Bills was throwing hella snowballs, and Patrick Mahomes was just smiling. Yeah. Just smiling.
They were doing that against Sean. I was like, that's kind of disrespectful. I feel like they should have said something about that.
And then like one of I can't remember what his name was, said he caught one, And when he caught it, it smashed in his hand. But if it wouldn't have, he was going to throw it at the first person he saw. It's imagine getting beamed at a snowball by a professional football player. He said, "We beating y'all at football, and we could beat y'all at a snowball fight too."
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Able to try to assume.
And then someone said that might have been Chris Jones said that they cut their hot water off after the game.
That's messed up. See, that's a sore loser.
Yeah, piss poor sportsmanship.
That's crazy. I remember one time when we played, something happened with our water, but we didn't do it just to the weight. We had to suffer too. It was something happened with the water, but it affected us too. But if it just affect a weight team, that's sketchy. Y'all done did something.
So is it comfortable for me to say that we're both pulling for the Lions?
Yes. I mean,
I'm a Detroit fan.
Come on, Ryan Gosling. You can do it.
I am a Lions fan for the next week or 2 weeks if they make the Super Bowl until the Super Bowl.
I hope they do because I just.
But what do we want to see? Kansas City, Buffalo, Detroit. The way the season started is the way the season ends.
Yeah. That would be some crazy.
That would be crazy.
I forgot. And then that's when we really found out that, okay, the Lions got some potential.
Yeah.
That's when we really...
Or do we want to see Baltimore versus...
I honestly, I kind of want to see Baltimore.
Aiden Hutchinson versus Lamar.
Yeah, I want to see that because I just feel like, I know Patrick Mahomes probably going to win more. He'll get up there, but... let's see something different. Let's see what Lamar can do in a Super Bowl setting. Because, that's something we ain't never
Samuel
seen.
Jackson versus Ron Gosling?
Yeah, for real.
Because everybody says Lamar looks like Samuel L. Jackson.
Because you think about it, we've seen Jared Goff in a Super Bowl. We've
Yeah.
seen Patrick Mahomes Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We'll see what Lamar can do in the Super Bowl.
So that means you want to see Purdy versus Lamar.
I don't want to see Purdy. I want to see Goff versus...
Old sock dirty.
I don't it's just like, even the Shannon, their coach, at some point, him and his dad were coaches for Washington. They got Chase Young. So I'm like, man, I don't want to see no other. I'm salty. I don't want to see them go over to another team and then get success and win Super Bowls.
So that was our NFL playoff discussion. You don't keep up much with the NBA, but on the 22nd, Embiid had 70.
No, he did not.
Yep.
Damn.
70-18 against the Spurs.
What did he win?
Yeah, they won.
That's why Wemby need to put on some damn weight.
January 22nd is actually a very historical date because that's the same day that Kobe dropped 81.
Really?
Set the franchise record. And then
he said
took a year record.
That's got to be a franchise record.
Joel Embiid set the franchise record for the 76ers. And that same night, as that same game's going on, Karl Anthony Towns dropped 64 to set the franchise record for the Timberwolves.
That's so weird.
So January 22nd will always be a historical day in the history of the NBA.
So I guarantee you, every year from now on, somebody's gonna try to go in their franchise
And try to set a record.
and try to set a record on the 22nd. That's cool. That's be a cool thing to see. But I did not know that 70. Dang.
Yeah, he ended the first quarter with like 35. He went into halftime with like 56, and then they finished the game with 70.
Was the game close, or was they blowing them out the entire time?
Spurs versus.
Because I wonder. I'm like, how sometimes coaches will leave a player.
It was the 10-point win.
So I mean, it wasn't close. I'm sure it was close whole game.
They won the first quarter. Sixers won the second quarter. They won the third quarter. Spurs won the fourth quarter, but it started too little, too late.
Yeah, so he earned it. That's why I think Wemby need to put on some weight.
Yeah, he had 70, 18, and 5 in 37 minutes.
Dang, that's balling.
Cooking.
Yeah,
he was cooking, and it's probably satire, but Greg Popovich said, "We're going to hammer his ass." I told Wemby to put his butt in his stomach and back him down. And I commented on it was either Bleacher Report or ESPN's TikTok page, and I said, Wemby's not built like that. Joel ain't gone.
No, he probably was just...
Yeah, stop. You're little. You're little. he built like the stick figure from Bugs Life.
Yeah.
Stop. I'm not going.
But yeah, so I think that's what y'all need to work on with him. I mean...
He's got to put weight on.
You can't be 7 foot... And
weigh 135 pounds.
And getting bodied. You expected to go in there, big man. You could use your reach. You might as well be a perimeter and just use your reach to block threes. And
he does that.
Yeah, get out the paint because that ain't your job. You might as well, I know Kevin Durant, but even he's bigger than that, you know. So I'm like, get your weight up. Oh, I meant to. Did you see that Micah and Dak Prescott's brother were like going off on like the Dallas organization? Because a lot of the fans and some they say in the players have been saying they want Dak gone and that they don't believe in him. And then Dak brother was like, I just want Dak out of Dallas. I want him to leave. And then Michael.
What would be the best fit for him?
I don't know.
You have C.D. Lamb,
and
Michael Gallup, Brandon Cook.
They're saying all these guys, even C.D. Lamb, are
pushing for him to be gone.
Pushing for him to go on. They don't trust him. They don't think he has what it takes to get him to the next level. And they want him gone. And Michael Parsons' brother was like, I don't know if there was some kind of issue with Micah and him getting an extension or something, but his brother was like, y'all gonna miss him when he gone. And then Micah had to make a statement saying, my brother, he speaks for himself. What he says does not, it's not coming from me. I'm a grown man. I speak for myself. I don't need nobody's. So it seems like
let's take a step back and think about it.
Franchise players are like,
what team would benefit from Dak's lack of production outside of the regular season?
I mean,
he'd have to go to like the NFC South or somewhere like that Falcons division.
And maybe even the Patriots division. I mean, because
they don't want to go to the Patriots division. That means you have to play
with
Buffalo, Miami.
You know, if you make it to playoff.
And the Jets.
Yeah. And the Jets is, I don't know. And he's just,
I don't know. I don't know.
And it's just like, I mean, you got the pieces. I mean, and they're just running it back. They're not getting rid of their coach.
No, Mike McCarthy is still there for some fucking reason.
I honestly think it's because Bill Belichick said he didn't want to go there or the Eagles.
He's like, nah, I'm straight.
And they're like, well, I guess we should stick with what we got and try to run it back. But Mike McCarthy is on his last year. So next year will be his last year, and I doubt they'll bring him back after that.
They got to do something.
Yeah.
He's ass.
And he's got all the pieces.
Did you see that regardless of what we know or what we think, we know that the general manager who's been running the Chargers is ass.
Yeah.
Tell me why the Las Vegas Raiders was like, you can come over here with us.
I'm like, and that's why y'all ain't.
You bring Antonio Pierce back. Kudos.
That's
good.
Yeah, should.
That was smart.
Yeah.
Then you bring in a guy who hasn't done nothing productive for that organization in how many years?
And has one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And
one of the best teams.
You got the defense. You got it on offense, and you ain't did nothing with it. And y'all make sorry hires, and y'all.
Pittsburgh is trying to get an interview with old Cliff Kingsbury.
For an offensive coordinator?
Yeah.
I think that'd be dope.
Rooney said that they're not hiring anybody already currently on the staff, that they're looking for someone outside of the team.
They try and bring some, somebody with some little bit more creativity. Yeah. And then that's another thing. I don't, that's what I've always, that's a good debate. I mean, I know Mike Tomlin said that Kenny Pickett's definitely going to battle it out with Mason Rudolph, and they're going to try to get somebody outside to come in. And so I think y'all are just that away.
All roads are pointing at Justin Fields.
Justin Fields?
I think the road only leads down so many different avenues. It's Fields, Wilson. There's been a lot of speculation about Herbert, but I don't see Herbert happening.
No, I think they're going to try to get a new coach
and then,
build around.
If you don't, so on Arthur Moats' podcast with Deke, they were saying that if we don't get one of those two guys in the draft, that's when we would have to use that 20th pick to draft a quarterback. But if we can't get one of those guys, then we use that 20th pick to go get a cornerback or offensive lineman.
Somebody y'all need.
Yeah.
I mean, Kirk Cousins is a free agent.
Oh, yeah, and Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins is free agent, so,
But how much longer does he have on
35?
recovery?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Because when did he get injured?
I want to say it was maybe week 8. Maybe?
When did Kirk Cousins tear his Achilles?
They were still...
week 8. You were right on the head.
So
Another thing I saw on Instagram last night said that no team that's lost to Kirk Cousins in the regular season has ever made the Super Bowl.
Who lost to him in the regular season?
The 49ers.
Yeah, that's right. So please let that be the pattern of the universe, because I just don't want to see it.
Did you also know that WWE will be streamed on 2025, Monday Night Raw will be on Netflix.
Really?
Yeah.
When did they start doing that? So they got a contract with Netflix?
Yesterday.
Okay.
Because they got bought out by the same people who now own UFC, and it's been a lot of like they put Dwayne The Rock Johnson on their presidential board or whatever. But yeah.
I think they should definitely do like a Hard Knocks of the WWE.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that, this is random rambling, so I'm going to randomly ramble. That the fucking Bucks fire Adrian Griffin after he was 30-13.
I'm like, what the fuck do y'all want from me?
And then they bring in Doc Rivers, who we know historically isn't a great coach. Dude blows more 3-1 leads than I do blow my nose.
Yeah, and the thing is that he's never won a championship.
He did. He won one with the Celtics in 08.
Oh, yeah.
Or was that 04?
Look how long that go. I mean, you got somebody obviously that what he does with that team works.
It's been a lot. They're saying there's been a lot of bantering behind him and Giannis not getting along because of minutes. Him and Damian Lillard getting along because of the play style. I don't know. It didn't make sense to me.
And
I'm gonna go through some of my pictures.
I feel like there's, I feel like a year something gonna come. Because you don't just do that to somebody who has that record. Yeah. I mean, that's one of the best. What is that? Probably.
I think they're second or third in the league.
Yeah. So.
Or in the East at least.
What are you trying to say? Like it seems like there's some behind them.
Also saw something that said that if the Lions make the Super Bowl, they should sign Barry Sanders to a 1-day contract, let him run one play. So if they win, he gets a Super Bowl ring.
They should. He deserved it.
That would be a class act. There would be nothing more classier
than to let him get a ring.
Yeah. A guy that's like the staple of your franchise.
Oh, even if you bring him in as a running back coach for a day. Because the coaches get a ring too, don't they? Let them run it. Yeah. They should. They should definitely do something. Because he made that franchise relevant. That to me, he's like my top 2.
Crazy to think, this is probably beneficial to you. This is a list of all the people who are free agents for the Eagles this year. Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, DeAndre Swift, Quez Watkins, Obeta, Nicholas Morrow, Zach Cunningham, Shaquille Leonard, Bradley Roby, Olamide Zacchaeus, Boston Scott, Mariota, Julio Jones, Jack Driscoll, Rashad Penny, Brandon Mann, and obviously Jason Kelce retired. Shout out to Jason Kelce.
I know, man.
He was at that game. Lit.
Yeah,
lit
with
for
his
Travis.
Shirt off.
Lit for Travis. That's a brother right there for you, boy.
Yeah. Yeah, he was getting hype, and that'd be hard for me to do.
What do you think would be the best destination for Mike Evans?
Mike Evans.
They got 4 right here on this page from the 33rd team on Instagram. Tampa Bay, Cincinnati, Kansas City, and Indianapolis. I say fucking Kansas City.
Yeah, Kansas City need
a wide receiver 1.
I think Kansas City been needing that for a while. I think they should win. D-Hop was up for grabs. Yeah. They should have really. I bet you they wishing they did.
But just imagine a Michael Pittman Jr. and Mike Evans backfield.
Yeah.
Wide receiver room.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what I hope Anthony Richards is back.
Yeah.
By that time.
But if they do bring back Baker, I would like Mike to still be there.
Yeah.
Because they work really well together.
And Baker showed that he still got it. So, that shows you that was an organization problem rather than a player problem.
Yeah.
And they screwed him.
I keep seeing everyone saying Baker Mayfield is what we thought Johnny Manziel was.
I could see that. I could definitely see that.
So I have a chart right here that says playoff droughts. 13 seasons. You know who that is?
13 seasons? No.
The Jets.
13 seasons?
Since they've been to the playoffs last.
Damn.
Mark Sanchez was the last quarterback to get the Jets to the playoffs.
Yeah, I remember that, and he was a rookie.
So 8 seasons. The Denver Broncos. The Falcons and the Panthers haven't made it both in 6 seasons. Commanders, the Colts, the Bears, and the Saints have all not made it in the last 3 seasons.
I forgot we made it.
The Cardinals, the Patriots, the Raiders, and the Titans all haven't made it in the last 2 seasons. And 1 season drought is the Chargers, Vikings, Seahawks, Jags, Giants, and the Bengals.
Yeah. I think, I remember that because that last year was about to, if we would have beat the Browns, then all 4 teams from our division would have made it to the playoffs.
All 4 of our teams in my division almost made it. The Ravens, the Steelers, and the Browns all made it. The Bengals were over 500, still didn't make the playoffs because of how good the AFC was this year.
Yeah.
So this is another one I had in my gallery. The Claypool curse. Bears with Chase Claypool were 0-10. He leaves the team. They're 7-6.
Yeah.
He goes to the Dolphins. Without him, they were 7-1. Once he gets there, they're 4-5.
Damn. Chase Clay, because he's a crybaby, and then
He's the drama queen.
I don't know why teams go after him. Chase Clay,
because he had all the tools and all the weapons, the body shape, the style, the speed. He was just not mentally locked into the game.
He was a diva.
He was a diva.
You can't. That's why I love Terry McLaurin, because he's the most humble, most the least diva receiver I feel like that you can get in NFL. You don't ever see him crying because he didn't get the ball. You don't ever cry and see him because he's not getting the yards he want. He humbles himself. Like every game, like there was a game he didn't get any catches, wasn't hurt.
Yeah.
But he was just like, laugh it off. I was just doing a bunch of cardio. Get my cardio.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So I'm like, he's not looking at it as like crying and shit like Jonathan Allen, and they made sure he got over his 1,000 yards mark that last game. They like put him in, threw him a screen, let him run for 15 yards so he could get that record. And that just shows you how much them guys like care about him. And I hope we keep him for the rest of his career.
Yeah, he's definitely. I was talking to a guy yesterday at work. Shout out Craig, you're probably going to listen to this. It's crazy to think that there's not many staples in Washington Commanders history.
There's really not. I can probably only name like
the last one was Sean Taylor.
Clinton Portis. I think Terry McLaurin is going to try. He's definitely because you don't.
He's been productive his career since being there. 1,000-yard season.
Yeah, he's submitted that by getting that record. So, but other than that, I don't even know. You can't say RG3. He wasn't long enough there.
Yeah,
he wasn't there long enough. I guess you can say like Jordan Davis, the tight end, D'Angelo Hall, but they're not like Hall of Famers.
Guys that you don't automatically think of. Like unless you're really watching them, you have to sit back and think of like who really played for them.
Yeah, definitely not in the recent years. You haven't had nobody who's worthy of being a Hall of Famer, unless you count Vernon Davis, but that wasn't where he spent his career.
Yeah.
That was like after the fact, so he was the 49ers before that. So more people associated with, we got a lot of that going on, like people who toward the end of their career, and then Washington picks them up, but that's not what they're known for. But from start to finish, from being drafted by Washington, the only one I could think, because even Clinton Portis didn't come from Washington.
Yeah.
So Scary Terry's the only one that really stands out in my mind in my recent years of me being alive and watching football and understanding it. He's the only one I can think of that was like from start to finish. That's probably the only one. And I think one day he'll. I think if he get a quarterback, he could be a potential recent Hall of Famer.
It's crazy to think that you guys have a pick that might turn into a quarterback that also came from North Carolina.
Yeah, I think we just, before everybody jump in the gun, we need to see what these guys do in the Combine. And you know what I wish the Combine would do is make it realistic. Combine. I said
Combine.
That's what? But yeah, I think they need to make it more realistic. I feel like you can't get a good look at a quarterback when he's just sitting back there, no pass, nothing, just throwing the ball in different routes.
That's true.
I feel like we need to have, not full contact, but have some kind of a scrimmage. Even if it's 7-on-7, just have them best DBs going against the best receiver, and these quarterbacks throwing to these best. What gets so you can see a look and see what their eyes are. Have a little bit of a rush thing going on.
How they progress.
Give them 3 seconds to make a read. Do this.
How they read the field.
Yeah, because you can in college. But let's think about it, man. You most of the college teams that these top teams play are trash. Yeah. So they're gonna throw for 400, 500.
Georgia and Alabama playing fucking the community college out of West Virginia.
UNLV and stuff. Teams you ain't never heard of. And I'm like, they can do that because they're way more advanced. The guys that Jay playing against is D2. It's not. So I think that when they do those combines, they should definitely make it more realistic, because that's what I'm scared of. I feel like if you did it like that and you had these top players going against each other, you would get a better look and be like, okay, we might have thought he was number one, but he threw 4 picks. when he was put under. That's what I think, and I'm just nervous because I don't know how this Drake May's gonna do. They look good on paper. They look good on the combines when they just throwing the ball to the.
Do you try to trade the pick?
No, because I think one of them quarterbacks is gonna be something. I think I.
What are you trying to? Try to go get an outside piece. Try to get Fields.
And that's
to get Kirk, Russell, Herbert.
I was thinking it wouldn't be a bad idea to go out and get Fields and then go and get like Joe Alt or like a good lineman, or even go out.
Real help online.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, buddy.
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I mean, I think it's just like the same situation with y'all got. Like, yeah, we could get if we could get a quarterback, yeah, but if you get a Justin Fields, that's I work with that and go get some pieces to build around.
It's crazy to think that Isaac Seumalo didn't allow 1 sack this year.
Yeah, and see that's what you want. How do you find these are the guys you need?
Thank you, Eagles. The Patriots said, "Oh, we're not going to miss him." Shit.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Shit.
And you got a Mac Jones and a Bailey Zappi and washed up Juju. You gonna need somebody to protect so y'all can get something going.
Yeah. I don't know. I just want the Steelers to do right by the fans. We got to see some kind of production. I'm tired of this right in the middle of the pack bullshit. We got too much talent to just be so lackadaisical.
Yeah, y'all are almost there. Y'all just like I tell you all the time. Y'all just a quarterback away.
And the crazy thing is we also will need a center. And so the only person that's really safe on the team on the offensive line is probably Broderick Jones, Isaac Seumalo, and I mean James Daniels okay, but Nate Herbig is pretty ass. Okorafor was ass. So, and hopefully this year, since Corey Trice will be back from injury, this will be a good year because I'd really like to see them try to go get Jalen Johnson. That's my ideal piece. Go get Jalen Johnson. If I had $1 trillion, I'm putting a lot of that money on the stock of Jalen Johnson. Because that guy, he plays the game the right way.
Yeah, and I think and y'all are good at getting that,
And Arthur Brooks was talking about on his podcast that the Ravens aren't going to have enough money to bring back Marlon Humphreys, Patrick Queen, and Roquan Smith. So they're probably going to have to either pick the middle linebacker duo or one of the linebackers and one of then Humphreys. And if Patrick Queen's on the board, that's a guy that would fit in perfectly for us because we still got to wait for Cole Holcomb to come back because he tore his MCL or his Achilles or whatever.
He was a Washington.
Kwame Alexander. We had Elandon Roberts. We need a real solid middle linebacker and some cornerback help. We're really pretty solid at safety.
Gil Leonard.
Our defensive tackle, our D-line is really good. It's just corner and our middle linebackers were solid before everybody started getting hurt and they started falling down like dominoes.
That's the thing, man. Linebackers I feel like on defense, you got your defensive end and your linebackers who get hurt the most. I mean, because they're doing most of the tackling on running plays. And when you look at them pals, most time they underneath at the bottom. They doing a lot of grunt work, especially middle linebacker. That's why you always hear about them getting hurt. So I think y'all are just a few pieces away. Who knows? Mason Rudolph can come back and I mean, obviously he's been working on his game. He's
progressed a lot since the helmet incident.
And I think that maybe he can come out there. I mean,
it just depends on what does his market look like. Like how much money is he going to want?
I don't think he can ask for too much because I'm like, hey, it wasn't like he was doing nothing crazy out there.
I would like to see we bring back Rudolph, and I would be okay with bringing in Kirk Cousins and that quarterback room being Kirk, Rudolph, Pickett.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And Pickett, who knows, man? He could come back and like really, because I mean, as an NFL player, I don't see how you're like, I'm trying to perfect my craft. I'm in the lab here. I don't care if it's the off season. I'm trying to perfect my craft. I want to be so.
He's not showing any. Like I mean, people say he shows poise, but at the same time, he be making reads that makes him look so scared.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and you can't. I feel like great quarterbacks come great because they're they trust in their arm, they trust in their talent, they trust in their coaches, and it just doesn't seem like he's all the way there when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like he's hesitant to make throws, and by the time he decides to make them, it's too late. Now the whole defense done read your eyes and where the ball's going, so it's no, and then you throw it and it's picked off or it's a bad pass.
I don't know. But Mitch Trubisky better not be on this team next year. I say that for sure.
I think he gone.
One thing for sure, two things for certain. Mitch Trubisky better not be on that team next year.
If he's on that team next year, then he done sucked somebody's dick on that in the GM, the owner, somebody, because he shouldn't even been on the roster this year. I mean, like
he's ass.
He shouldn't even have. I feel like y'all could have stuck with that one dude y'all drafted, the black dude.
Josh Dobbs?
Yeah.
Or
no, what was his name? I think I read like last year or the year before.
Black guy?
I thought he was black. It might have been Josh Dobbs.
Last three black quarterbacks we had was Josh Dobbs. We had Vic like 7 to 8 years ago, and then Dwayne Haskins. But we didn't draft Haskins. Y'all did.
Yeah, and we gave. Look to see if who's the quarterback draft. I think he was drafted last year. Or was he drafted at the same time with Kenny Pickett?
Are you talking about the guy that got drafted to the Titans?
I thought y'all got somebody in the draft. 2 quarterbacks. Look it up.
Every quarterback drafted by
I could have sworn y'all had gotten somebody else other than Pickett. I could have been wrong.
I don't know, but I'm looking forward to the NBA trade deadline. To tell you that much.
Maybe a Craig Dredd up.
Chris, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah,
Chris Olodokun. Who the fuck is this dude?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know who he is or why y'all did it, but you could just.
Where did he go to school at?
I don't know. Probably New River Community College. Because I ain't never. I'm like, why did they do that?
What school did this dude go to?
I don't know. Is he
South
black?
Dakota State. He's light skinned.
Yeah, he went to the same school. Trey Lance.
Huh.
I wonder what they're gonna do with Trey Lance. Like, did they get him to replace Dak? What was that about?
Yeah, I honestly, every time I think about it, I'm like, what was the logic behind that?
Yeah, because he's like third string. Because I don't like.
So many guys through these drafts that aren't even close to being on this team anymore, and it's crazy.
Yeah, it's just like the Eagles drafted like 2 quarterbacks, and they did Tanner McKee or something like that.
God, I've been fried shit here. I'm ready for the NBA trade deadline. I'm ready to see what the Lakers are going to do. Hopefully the Cavs are buyers because we've won. I want to say we're 9 or 10-0 since in our last 10 games. We've been beating the shit out of everybody. We've got a defense that they're calling suffocating because we're just going to suffocate you.
Yeah, Kevin Durant gonna go to the Lakers.
That would be fucking crazy. I know they've been looking at like Trae Young and DeJounte Murray and all these guys. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
because Kevin Durant saying he's like, ain't there like problems with him in Phoenix or something like that?
They just didn't build a good team.
Yeah, so
you can't expect to just roll the ball out there. You have 2 superstars and a bunch of guys like me and you out there. And, it'll work. No, fuck, it's not. Kevin Durant needs to take a breath at some point.
They expect them both to score 60 points each.
You can't play 48 minutes every night.
Yeah. And then you get hurt, and then what?
Then we're talking about, he stays hurt. Because he's playing every fucking minute of the game.
Let him chill for a little bit. Get somebody in there as a good filling piece. That's why I think a lot of teams like the Cavs, the Knicks, I think they do so well because they have pieces. They don't just have superstars. They have pieces. The person that like, oh, this is your job. This is your job. This is your job. And that's how you build a championship
They
team.
thought they had role players that were going to fill their role.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then y'all just, in reality, all y'all have is 2 superstars. And
injury-prone ass Bradley Beal.
Yeah. And so y'all not getting anywhere. But you look at the Knicks and you look at the Cavs, you don't see no Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Stephen Curry's, all that shit. You just see good
Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen.
Yeah.
You know, Tristan Thompson got suspended 25 games for illegal drug use substance.
That's that. See, he following Lamar Odom's footsteps. He got Chloe, and you on them drugs and shit.
I'm on that good cushion alcohol.
And Maggie watches that show, and he's on it every fucking time.
Really?
Yeah,
I
crying.
don't know why the fuck he's on the team. I
Crying.
couldn't tell you why he's on the team.
Complaining.
We
Talking
got
about,
Georges Niang and
I don't know why he's on the team. I feel like the Kardashians done went and talked to him, like, just please let him be on the team. Even if you only pay him 6 minutes a game. His kids.
let's look at his stats this year. And then we're going to get out of here. This has already been a pretty long pod. I already have another one that I recorded yesterday that was 10 minutes long. What am I looking up? Oh, Tristan Thompson's bum ass.
Minutes. Yeah.
Stats. So he played 21 minutes on the 22nd. He finished with 4 points and 5 rebounds. He ain't scored 10 points this whole year all day.
No, he hasn't. He doesn't. He never does. I don't think he probably scored 10 in the last 10 years.
He averaged 12 in 2019-2020. He averaged 10 in 2018-2019. He averaged 10 in 2013 and 14 in 2012 and 2013.
Yeah, so, yeah. But he's on that show all the time. Cause
He can get his mind out of that Kardashian ass and then
Yeah.
just open.
And he be just talking about how he's sorry for cheating on her and stuff and wants to get his family back. And
Oh, he was a cheater, wasn't he?
yeah, like 55 times. He cheated on her and got a girl pregnant.
I do remember reading that.
And then
He had 13 rebound game this year, though. That's pretty solid.
yeah, man.
You're not sold?
No, I'm not. Because that's one game, and then the rest of what is he doing? It's like he spends more of his time with the Kardashian than he do on the court.
That last game, he had 4 points, 2 for 6, 0 for 2 for free throw, 1 offensive rebound, 5 total rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 foul. See, he had one stat of everything.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess that if you looking for somebody to give somebody a break, and he'll do something at least. 21 minutes.
How'd that song
That's
go?
more than he usually plays. So something must have happened to somebody who was hurt.
Because he's averaging somewhere between like 13 minutes and 19, maybe about 13 to 18 minutes.
Yeah, it's usually like I'd say right around 12 minutes. Somebody just need a breather. That's what.
That would be Gorgeous Yang.
That's
backup minutes.
Yeah, so he playing 3 minutes a quarter pretty much. Maybe a little bit more, 3.5, 4 minutes each quarter.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was funny. I saw that headline. He's talking about Joel scoring 70, and then now we're talking about just stuff that gets spent for 25 games because of illegal substance use.
Just keep him off the team.
Yeah,
Just let him go.
I don't know why we signed him in the first place.
You're not missing him. You're not gonna miss him. He ain't a contributor. He's just a body.
Yeah, just a body, just a guy to go out there and take hard fouls.
He might get a rebound. He might score 2 points.
Which is crazy to think that you can't score more than 2 points. Dude.
He might go to the free throw line and make one.
You're 6'10". Why can't you put the? I don't know.
He's not into it. He's Lamar Odom.
Hey, Lamar Odom was a bucket though.
He was a bucket.
Lamar Odom was nice.
I'm talking about Lamar Odom, the drug Lamar Odom.
Yeah, that dude was wild. But all right, folks, this has been a long episode. I'd like to thank my guy Gregory Palmer for coming through again for the pod. If you made it this far, obviously you enjoy something, so make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you like the new setup, I know you gotta fill this wall behind Craig with some stuff. I got some canvases, some stuff. I'm trying to figure out what we gonna engage with. But I love you, boys and girls. We're sitting at 478. If you ain't subscribed yet, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and share with your people. Gaming. We are the Mafia. I love you, and until next time. Stay classy, San Diego, as Ron Burgundy would say. Well, we're going to get a little after show until my mouse cuts back on. Oh, there it goes. All right. Peace, guys. Enjoy the content. Out.